It is a pleasure to bring in Dale Earnhardt Jr. First of all, welcome to Nashville. I know you love to make the trip here, especially at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. What brought you out here today?
Well, we just like to come out to the track anytime we get an opportunity. The ARCA Series is racing here this weekend, tomorrow. So I know a few people that are here today at the track, and good to see some old friends. But it's, we've been talking about how important this place is to us and how much we want to see the track have this really amazing future. So just wanted to come out here and see some racing, see some cars on the track, and see some people, see some things happening.
This track has a lot of history.
Yeah.
It's been here for a while. There have been many series races here. Your dad raced here. What really brought you to love this track as much as you do?
Driving on it. I took my first laps here around 1996 in a late model stock car. We'd travel in a gooseneck trailer 8 hours one way to come out here and race, and we kept coming back. We loved it. But the first time I went around this track, I fell in love with it, and I want to race here again. You know, I'm hoping that one day that our NASCAR Xfinity Series starts making trips back to Nashville Fairgrounds, and I'd love to compete in one of those races. That's really like the end goal for me. Obviously, we'd love to have the Cup Series back at the fairgrounds at some point in the future, but I just loved racing here and would like to get one more opportunity to do it.
You speak about NASCAR coming here. Obviously, they're going to be coming to the NASCAR Super Speedway, which is a lot like other tracks on the circuit. But when you talk about this track specifically, it's special. It's a short track. It's something different, and that's really what NASCAR needs right now, right?
Well, they do. They do have some amazing tracks on the schedule, but we can always use more short tracks. You know, it's just the racing that we see at the short tracks like Martinsville and Bristol is so exciting, and if we could bottle that up, we'd take it all over the country, and everybody would be in love with it. So to add Nashville Fairgrounds, another short track to the schedule, makes a lot of sense to me. And so that's becoming more and more of a reality every day as Marcus Smith and his team with Bristol Motor Speedway continue to work within the community and the government officials. There's some real momentum there, and we just hope that it remains positive going forward and becomes a possibility.
Well, you made a trip here in March, and you spoke with Mayor John Cooper. You guys had a letter of intent. What kind of went on in that meeting, and what were some of the things that you brought to the table and that they brought to the table too?
I brought my passion
Yeah.
for. I wanted the city and the government to know that there was individuals like me in the sport that were really passionate about this and really cared about this, and our hearts are in it. And that if NASCAR were to be considered as a return to the fairgrounds, that we would really support it, not just initially, but beyond that, right? And what I took away from the meeting and what happened in there, it was just extremely educational to understand what the hurdles are and how many entities are involved. You know, you obviously have the community around the racetrack that's extremely concerned about the future of the track and what that means for their experience. They want to, they don't want, they respect the track, but they also don't want a lot more noise and a lot more racing. And what does that mean when they hear that somebody's trying to renovate the track and bring NASCAR back? What does that mean to their lives and their convenience? So, just hearing it from all sides was really educational for me to understand kind of what the hurdles and challenges are to getting racing here, and how to make everyone comfortable and happy with that choice. Whether it's the land development here with the new stadium, how does the Speedway fit into that, how to make the government happy with that, the fair board, and the most importantly, probably the most important part of that is the community.
Yeah.
Mitigating sound, less track days, less noise. You know, if we were to be able to, if Marcus Smith was able to get control of the property, all of those things that are a concern for the community would go down. and be minimized. And I think that's something for them that's important for them to understand, and something that Marcus and his team are working on weekly within the community, having those conversations.
We have the banquet, just a couple years ago, you guys brought the banquet back here to Nashville. It was huge. I mean, drivers we talked to were just so excited with the thought of NASCAR returning here. You said, if you're bringing the banquet here, you're celebrating a champion, you got to have a race. And to have it here close into Nashville, the city, is really what you're looking for. And how big would it be for the fans here?
Well, I think that since this track has a prior connection to the sport, and there's real history with this track, it just makes a lot of sense to me that we would want to be here and want to race here. And we need in our sport what this track can provide in terms of excitement and short track grassroots racing. And we want more of that and need more of that in our top Cup Series and all through NASCAR. So I think a relationship with this place would benefit everybody involved. So I hope that the community would embrace it, and I feel like that we have said by bringing our banquet here that this is our home, right? We feel like we belong here, and we fit together really well. And I hope that they would feel the same way about the product being here, our races being here, and us competing in this area. So we'll see. When we go to the Speedway this year, it's going to be fun to see the community embrace that, and how big an impact that has on the community and how supported that is. But my heart's at the fairgrounds, and my hope is that someday we're here, and we're working hard to make that a reality.
And you said if Xfinity comes here first, obviously you said you're going to race them, hands down. That's not even a question. And I can see you looking at the car going around. You're like, I want to be out there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just got to relive memories when you're out here.
I said that, at the start of the conversation how much I fell in love with this place when I drove around it, and that's why I'm so connected to the track, is that I got so many great memories of just driving around this place. It's the ultimate racetrack for me when it comes to short tracks, and I miss it. I've missed it for many, many years. Some of my fondest memories are coming here, and the trips that we made to come here, just really a lot of fun. So I hope to be able to have one more opportunity at least to compete at this racetrack, and I'd love to be doing that in an Xfinity car. So all those moons sort of have to align, and hopefully they do.
Final question to you, just how positive are you that NASCAR will return right here?
I've always had a positive attitude about that, even when nobody else seemed to be very, very on board with the idea. A lot of people just felt like it was an impossibility, just too many challenges, too many roadblocks, too many hurdles. And but I've always just said, man, the door's never been shut, right? As long as it's cracked open, I'm going to stay positive and keep trying to push it all the way open. And there's been some really, really good headway over the last 3 years, and in the last 10 months in particular, there's been some really, really good momentum. So I feel better about it today than I've ever felt before.
Positive conversation, moving in the right direction. We appreciate it, Dale.
Thank you.